Hello there. It's dear Annalisa. VL Speaks here, episode 41. This episode is about journaling. I talk about it a lot in other episodes. I tell you to get your journal out and get your writing utensil out and write notes. I know it's recorded and you can always go back and watch it. But there's something about writing, right? When we write things down, there's a connection from the hand to the brain, and it helps to reinforce things. It truly does. And there are studies that are being done out there. That's why they're bringing script writing back into the curriculum, and they should. It's important. It's important for the brain. But why is it an important tool for you? I started journaling when I was very young, and then I found out that my mother was reading it, so then I stopped. And then I got back to it in my late teens. And throughout my life, but especially the past 20 some odd years, journaling has been a constant. It's therapeutic, it's life affirming, and I believe that it's a wonderful tool to get things done. They say, a lot of great people out there have said, if you want to get something done, write it down. Write it down and go back to it and look at it. Okay? So let's start with the first way that you can use this as a tool. One, you can use it for getting stuff off your chest, especially if you don't have some that you want to tell these things to. Okay? That's one way of doing it. Divesting yourself of emotions that you don't want to keep inside. I wouldn't give that too much playtime because there's so many other ways that you can use journaling to help you get ahead. Okay? So one of the things that I like to do is I write it down, I leave it there. If it's a painful thing, I write it down, I leave it there. Boom, move on. You can use it to recollect your day. If you don't particularly have a great memory, that's another great thing that you can use it for, as a diary to recount the day and what happened. When I was sick years ago, when I've talked about this in other episodes, when I had my thyroid was out of balance, I used to write love letters to myself. One, I was deformed at the time. My skin was affected, my eyes, a lot of things were affected, my teeth. And I wrote love letters to myself to help myself heal. There were a lot of other things that I did to help me heal, but writing to myself was a very, very important to the healing process, and accepting where I was at the time and promising myself to love myself no matter what happened after the process, as long as I was healthier. So if you are dealing with health problems, I would recommend that. And it's also good to keep track of what is getting better as you're on your healing process. Okay? So you can use this for a broken heart too. You know, dealing with a breakup. It just so happens that when I was ill in the acutest phase that I was at, I was also going through a divorce. So that was something else that I was processing as well and forgiving myself for. Failed relationship. You can use journaling as well for writing down your goals. Okay, what are your short-term goals and what are your long-term goals? What are your daily goals? Like a to-do list. What do you want to get done in that day? That's a great thing to use for journaling. It keeps you on track. Okay, you can always go back and look at your journal. I've got a lot of journals now that I've looked back on and said, oh, this definitely still is an area that needs improvement. Okay, or realizing, wow, was in some toxic situations back then, not there anymore. Or maybe I was, depending on what phase of my life, that then I could look back and go, oh, I still have to work on this. Okay. It's not a matter of punishing yourself. It's just a matter of keeping true to yourself, being honest with yourself. Okay. So writing your daily goals and your long-term goals and affirming what it is that you want to do. I have this practice that I like called I am. And I write down I am, and then I start going through a list of qualities about myself. Okay, and some of them are things that I'm not great at, but I'm going to affirm I am going to be those things. I am going to develop more of those skills. I am going to be more of that. Okay, so some I already have and some I don't, but I like to write them all out. And then I like to read it back to myself. And it can be things as, I am wise, I am kind, I am compassionate, I am discerning, I'm organized, which I am, okay? I'm healthy, I am wealthy. All of these things that you would like to see about yourself in the positive, affirm them, I am, okay? Speak to your strengths to help you overcome your weaknesses. I also devote a page to being thankful. Pages for every little thing, for things that went right in my day, for things that have been going right for me. Thankful for the sun, the sky, the moon, the stars, clean drinking water, clothes in the closet, food in the cupboard, all the things. Be thankful for. The more that we find ourselves being thankful, the more we are likely to attract more good things to be thankful for, and also to be content with what is in the present moment. We kind of get lost with sometimes with our goals that we live in the future, like, oh, still have to get that done, still have to get that done, but they're still here. And it's the here that's going to get us to the there. Right? So we have to find a way to be thankful and grateful and appreciative for what is happening right now. So even though your goals may seem far-fetched, write them down and then bring it back to the present moment and talk about what it is that you're thankful for. And I do think that it's important that when you are using it, I'm going to go back a little bit. When you're using this to like offload, to vent, I just want you to make sure that you don't stay in that space. So if you want, start your journaling process with the venting and then go into the love letter if you want to write a love letter, and then go into your ideas, whatever creative ideas that you might have, and then go into your I am and what you're thankful for, and then what today's goals are. I like to write that last. This is what I want to get done today. And then the next morning, go back to that last page and go, how much of this got done? Check off what got done, X what didn't get done, and transfer it to the next day or to the following day. I think that journaling also for the week is a great idea, especially if you've got a lot of things going on. Mapping out how you want the day to go and then how you want the week to go. And you can go back and see what happened, what got done, what didn't get done. And don't beat yourself up. This is not about beating yourself up. This is just about keeping yourself accountable for the things that you say you want to get done. And sometimes you may find that that thing you keep saying that you want to get done maybe needs to get off the list. Maybe it's not that important right now, right? It's not about overwhelming yourself. It's about using it as a tool to help you help yourself. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right. So with journaling, get a pen that you really like, get a nice book. I like to get books that, have like flowers and paintings or whatever, things that I like to look at, obviously. And then start off with what happened in your day the night before or the day before, whatever you want to talk about. I hardly write about things that I find negative anymore. I hardly write about them because it already happened. And unless I'm writing about something that's going to help me overcome that, I don't see the point in rehashing it too much. Unless it's really something that's bothering me and I need to get it off my chest. So start with that and use it for your long-term goals. And your dreams, write about your dreams. So important. Even if they sound crazy, write about them. Write about the wildest dreams that you have, the things that you want to achieve. It's amazing what would come to pass. And another thing that I do in addition to the journaling is I have a vision board. Now, some people like to put pictures and writings and clip out stuff from magazines or whatever makes you happy. I write. Writing is my thing. So I have my vision board all mapped out, and I look at my vision board at least 2 to 3 times a week, not to drive myself crazy with the things that haven't happened yet, but to remind myself this is what we're working towards. This is what's going on personally, internally. This is what's going on with the things that I want to achieve out in the world and do. These are the things that I still am aspiring to acquire or get a place that I want to get to. I believe in vision boards. I think they're powerful. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, leave them here. If you have any comments or things that you do that help you, that are tools that you'd like to share with everyone else, please do. If it's not solution oriented or helpful, don't bother. Just go somewhere else. Please. Let's keep this a healthy and happy community where we're helping each other along on this process. Alrighty? Stay healthy, take good care of yourself, and I will see you again. Thank you for stopping in to VL Speaks. Ciao.